Let me tell you something powerful today. You will never lose if you stay committed to becoming the best version of you. Not the version people expect, not the version society wants, but the version you were created to be. Your greatest battle is with the person in the mirror, not the world. Most people spend their lives fighting circumstances, blaming situations, pointing fingers at the economy, their upbringing, their surroundings, and everything outside of them. But the truth is, the world is not stopping you. Life is not blocking you. People are not your enemy. The real war, the real challenge, the real resistance lives inside you. Every morning when you wake up and look into that mirror, you face the only person who has the power to elevate you or destroy you. And the crazy thing is, most people never realize that the hardest person to lead, to discipline, to motivate is themselves. The person in the mirror knows your fears. That person knows your doubts. That person knows the excuses you've rehearsed over and over again. They know how easily you get distracted, how quickly you get discouraged, how fast you run back to comfort when things get painful. You can hide from the world. You can pretend with people. You can wear confidence as a mask, but you cannot hide from the mirror. You cannot lie to the reflection staring back at you. It sees everything, your habits, your choices, your weaknesses, your patterns, your truth. And that's what makes this battle the toughest. Because facing yourself means acknowledging that your life is a result of your decisions. Your discipline or lack of discipline, your consistency or lack of consistency, your hunger or lack of hunger, your courage or your fear. People want success, but they don't want responsibility. They want progress, but they don't want accountability. They want growth, but they don't want discomfort. And that's why the battle with the mirror is so uncomfortable, because it exposes everything you try to run from. When you truly start fighting the person in the mirror, you stop complaining, you stop blaming, you stop comparing, you stop waiting. You recognize that your future is not built by chance, but by change. You begin to understand that every step forward requires you to confront something: internal laziness, inconsistency, doubt, fear, procrastination, distraction. And until you conquer those things, nothing outside of you will ever change. Most people lose the battle before they even start their day. They wake up and the mirror says, "You can take it easy today," and they agree. The mirror says, "You can do it tomorrow," and they accept. The mirror says, "It's too hard," and they quit. That's the silent war. Nobody talks about the battle between who you are and who you know you can become. And every day you choose one of those versions. The world is not your competition. Your potential is. Your calling is. Your purpose is. Life is not waiting on better conditions, it's waiting on a better you. And the moment you stop trying to fix everything around you and start fixing what's within you, everything shifts, your mindset sharpens, your confidence grows, your habits strengthen, your standards rise. And once you conquer the internal chaos, the external world becomes a lot easier to navigate. The person in the mirror can either be your greatest enemy or your strongest ally. They can sabotage you or they can push you. They can break you or they can build you. And that power has been in your hands the entire time. When you start showing up with discipline, that reflection respects you. When you keep promises to yourself, that reflection becomes stronger. When you push through difficulty, that reflection begins to transform. The battle with the mirror isn't about perfection. It's about honesty, consistency, owning your effort, choosing growth over comfort, and understanding that until you win that internal fight, nothing outside will ever be enough. Your greatest battle is not around you. It's within you. And when you win there, you win everywhere. Discipline when it's inconvenient is what separates dreamers from doers. Anybody can be disciplined when things are easy, when the mood is right, when the circumstances are comfortable, when motivation is overflowing. That's not real discipline, that's convenience. Real discipline shows up when your body is tired, when your mind is overwhelmed, when life feels unfair, when emotions are heavy, when the last thing you want to do is put in the work. That's the moment where most people fold, and that's exactly where the people who truly achieve something uncommon pull away from the rest. There's a gap between wanting something and working for it. A lot of people dream. They visualize success. They talk about their goals. They get excited about the idea of becoming great, but excitement fades. Emotion fades. Motivation fades. And when those things disappear, dreamers stop. They wait for the next burst of motivation to restart their journey, turning their lives into a cycle of stopping and starting, planning and quitting, wanting and waiting. Meanwhile, the doers, the ones who actually change their lives, they don't stop because the feeling disappears. They keep moving because their commitment is stronger than their mood. Discipline, when it's inconvenient, means showing up regardless of how you feel. It means putting in work whether you slept well or not, whether someone supports you or not, whether life is smooth or chaotic. It means understanding that success doesn't adjust to your comfort, you adjust to the demand. Most people underestimate how many victories are won in moments where no one is watching. When the alarm goes off early and you get up anyway. When you're exhausted after a long day but you still work on your goals. When you choose the hard thing over the easy thing. These are the decisions that separate someone who dreams of change from someone who actually achieves it. Discipline is not about force, it's about purpose. When you have a strong reason, inconvenience becomes a small obstacle, not a full stop. People who lack a strong why get derailed by every detour, every setback, every emotional dip. But those who have clarity understand that inconvenience is part of the process. They don't expect the journey to be smooth. They expect it to challenge them. They know discomfort is the gateway to growth. They know pressure builds something inside them. They know that the days they don't feel like doing the work are actually the most important days to show up because those days strengthen their identity, not just their skills. The difference between dreamers and doers lies in the small, invisible choices. Dreamers rely on the perfect moment. They wait for the right energy. They wait for inspiration to strike. But doers create the moment. They build the energy. They don't wait for inspiration, they generate it through repetition, through discipline, through doing the hard things again and again until it becomes part of who they are. Discipline transforms your identity. It convinces you that you're capable, consistent, powerful, dependable, and that belief becomes the engine behind everything you achieve. When life gets inconvenient and you stay committed, you prove to yourself that you want your dream more than your comfort. You show that your purpose is bigger than your excuses. That's where transformation happens, not in the easy days, but in the inconvenient ones. Dreamers imagine a life they want. Doers build the life they want. And the building happens brick by brick, habit by habit, decision by decision, especially in the moments where convenience is gone and commitment is tested. Discipline, when it's inconvenient, is the dividing line. It's where the average turn back and the uncommon push forward. It's where dreams stop being fantasies and start becoming reality. And the ones who learn to show up in those moments are the ones who rise. Pain, pressure, and setbacks are preparation, not punishment. Most people misinterpret the hardships in their lives. They think the pain they're experiencing is life being unfair. They assume the pressure they feel means they're not strong enough. They see setbacks as signs that they should quit, that the path isn't meant for them, that something is wrong with their journey. But what if nothing is wrong? What if the very things you're trying to avoid, the very moments that hurt the most, are actually shaping you, strengthening you, building the exact qualities you need to become the person you're supposed to be? Pain is not there to destroy you. Pain is there to develop you. It stretches you in ways comfort never will. Comfort protects who you are, but pain helps reveal who you could become. Every great person, every successful story, every strong individual has walked through moments that broke them down emotionally, physically, mentally. But they didn't see it as a barrier, they saw it as training. They understood that gold is refined by fire, muscles are built by resistance, and character is formed through adversity. You don't grow when life is easy. You grow when life demands more of you than you thought you had. Pressure is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're being positioned for something greater. Think about it. Diamonds are created under pressure. Champions are shaped under pressure. Leaders are revealed in pressure. Pressure exposes weaknesses, but it also activates strengths you didn't know were inside you. It pushes you past your limits, and once you cross those limits, you never go back to who you were before. The pressure you feel right now might be uncomfortable, but it is building endurance, patience, clarity, resilience, and focus, things you cannot develop any other way. Setbacks are not the end of the road. They are part of the road. They redirect, they refine, they teach. Sometimes you're delayed for a reason you don't understand until much later. What feels like rejection in the moment might be protection. What feels like loss today might be setting you up for a bigger win tomorrow. When something doesn't go your way, it doesn't automatically mean the opportunity is gone. Sometimes it means you're being prepared so that when the opportunity arrives again, you're ready for it. Setbacks expose your gaps, sharpen your skills, and toughen your mindset. The problem is we often want the success without the struggle, the result without the resistance, the growth without the grind. But life doesn't work like that. Anything worth having requires you to build the strength to hold it. Pain teaches you persistence. Pressure teaches you discipline. Setbacks teach you patience. These experiences shape the version of you that can actually handle the blessings, success, and responsibilities you're praying for. If life handed you everything you wanted without preparing you first, you wouldn't be able to sustain it. Preparation protects you from collapsing under the weight of your own dreams. When you shift your perspective from punishment to preparation, everything changes. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You begin asking, what is this preparing me for? That shift is powerful. It gives meaning to the struggle. It gives direction to the pain. It gives purpose to the pressure. You stop seeing life as something working against you and start seeing it as something training you, stretching you, building you for the next stage. Pain, pressure, and setbacks don't show up to break you. They show up to build you. They show up right before breakthroughs, right before growth spurts, right before the biggest shifts in your life. They show up because you're moving, because you're evolving, because you're getting closer to becoming the version of yourself that your destiny requires. And when you understand that, you stop running from adversity and start learning from it. You stop fearing the storm and start walking through it with purpose. Because you know deep down that every struggle is shaping the strength you'll need for what's coming next. Consistency beats talent when talent refuses to stay committed. It's one of the most overlooked truths in life because people love to celebrate talent. They love to admire gifted individuals, natural ability, the ones who seem to do things effortlessly. But talent alone has never built a legacy. Talent alone has never carried someone through adversity. Talent alone has never created greatness. Because talent might give you a head start, but consistency determines whether you finish the race. And the moment talent stops showing up, the moment it becomes arrogant or careless or lazy, consistency overtakes it every single time. Consistency is not glamorous. It's not exciting. It doesn't always feel rewarding in the moment. It's waking up early when you don't want to. It's training when your body is tired. It's studying when your mind is exhausted. It's showing up when nobody cares, when nobody is watching, when nobody is clapping. It's doing the small, repetitive, uncelebrated things that compound into something powerful over time. Most people underestimate the power of doing a little bit every day. They think greatness comes from big actions, big moments, big opportunities. But greatness is built in the quiet spaces, the everyday habits, the choices you make when emotion is gone and discipline is the only thing left. Talent is loud. Consistency is silent. But silence is where transformation happens. Someone with talent may shine early, but someone with consistency shines longer. Someone with talent may dominate in the beginning, but someone with consistency outlasts them in the end. Because consistency builds something talent never can: resilience. When you're consistent, you learn how to work through bad days. You learn how to adjust, how to adapt, how to stay committed regardless of circumstances. You learn how to keep moving even when things aren't going your way. Talent doesn't teach that. Talent often creates comfort. And comfort is where potential goes to die. The world is full of talented people who never went anywhere because they refused to stay committed. They relied on natural ability. They leaned on what they were born with instead of what they needed to build. They thought talent was enough to carry them. But talent without commitment is wasted potential. It's a gift that never reaches its full expression. It's a car with no fuel, a seed that never gets planted, a dream that never gets developed. Meanwhile, the person who shows up every day, even with less talent, gradually builds momentum. They grow, they improve, they rise, not because they're the most gifted, but because they refuse to quit. Consistency compounds. Every repetition makes you stronger. Every effort adds up. Every day of showing up moves you closer to the person you want to become. You may not see the results immediately, but consistency is like water dripping on stone. It seems small, but over time, it carves something permanent. And once consistency builds your foundation, it becomes almost impossible to break. You develop habits that support you. You create systems that sustain you. You build a mindset that keeps you going long after motivation fades. Talent might put you in the room, but consistency keeps you there. Talent might get you applause, but consistency earns you respect. Talent might make you good, but consistency makes you great. The ones who achieve extraordinary things are not the ones who started with the most talent, but the ones who refused to stop showing up, the ones who kept grinding long after others got distracted, the ones who stayed hungry long after others lost interest, the ones who didn't need the perfect moment, the perfect energy, or the perfect circumstances to keep moving forward. When talent rests, consistency keeps working. When talent gets comfortable, consistency gets better. When talent slows down, consistency speeds up. And eventually, consistency surpasses everything that talent once had. Because consistency is a choice. Consistency is character. Consistency is commitment. It's the quiet promise you make to yourself that no matter how you feel, no matter what happens, no matter how slow the progress seems, you will keep going, you will keep building, you will keep showing up. And in the end, that spirit is more powerful than talent ever could be. Your focus must be louder than your excuses. Every single person has goals, dreams, ambitions, and desires, but not everyone reaches them. Not because they lack potential, not because they lack opportunity, but because their excuses speak louder than their commitment. Excuses are easy. They show up naturally. They whisper to you when things get uncomfortable. They comfort you when you start feeling pressure. They convince you to choose what feels good now over what will feel great later. Excuses will offer you rest when what you need is discipline. They will offer you comfort when what you need is discomfort. They will offer you justification when what you need is accountability. And the moment you let excuses take control, focus disappears. Focus is not something you magically wake up with. Focus is a decision. It's a mental agreement you make with yourself that your goals matter more than your feelings, that your purpose is bigger than your distractions, that your future is more important than your comfort. When your focus is strong, everything else becomes background noise. The world may be loud, people may doubt you, distractions may try to pull you away, but your focus becomes the filter that protects your vision. Without focus, even the smallest obstacle becomes a reason to quit. But with focus, even the biggest challenge becomes a reason to push harder. Excuses come from the part of you that wants the easy path. They come from fear, laziness, insecurity, or doubt. They sound simple. I'm tired. I'll do it tomorrow. It's too hard. I don't have time. I'll start when I feel ready. But every time you choose an excuse, you weaken your belief in yourself. You train your mind to retreat. You teach your body to stop. And once excuses become a habit, they become your identity. That's how dreams die quietly, not from failure, but from a long string of small excuses. But when your focus is louder, everything changes. Focus tells you to get up even when the bed feels warm. Focus tells you to keep going even when you're discouraged. Focus tells you to put in work even when nobody is watching. Focus reminds you of the reason you started. It reminds you of what's at stake. It reminds you that the pain of discipline is so much smaller than the pain of regret. Focus gives you strength when your excuses try to weaken you. Focus pulls you forward when your excuses try to hold you back. Your ability to stay focused is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about choosing progress over perfection. It's about choosing intention over emotion. It's about saying, I don't feel like it, but I'm doing it anyway. It's about understanding that your future depends on the decisions you make today. The people who succeed are not the ones with the most talent or the easiest path. They are the ones who learn how to silence their excuses and amplify their focus. When you make focus your priority, you stop negotiating with weakness. You stop giving power to distractions. You stop letting temporary feelings make permanent decisions. Your focus becomes your compass. It keeps you aligned. It keeps you steady. It keeps you disciplined. And most importantly, it builds a version of you that can not only chase your goals, but actually catch them. Excuses slow you down, but focus speeds you up. Excuses create doubt, but focus builds confidence. Excuses make you reactive, but focus makes you intentional. And once you learn to let your focus speak louder than your excuses, your life begins to change. You start rising, you start improving, you start executing. You stop wishing and start working. Because in the end, success doesn't come to the most talented, it comes to the most focused. It comes to the ones who quiet the voice of excuses and listen to the voice of purpose. Winning is not an event, it's the result of who you become while staying locked in. People often think winning is a moment, a celebration, a trophy, a finish line. They think it's something you achieve once, something that happens suddenly, something that appears the moment everything finally goes right. But real winning doesn't work like that. Real winning is not a moment you arrive at, it's a person you grow into. It's a transformation that happens slowly, quietly, consistently, through discipline, sacrifice, and relentless commitment long before the world ever sees the result. Winning begins in the days nobody talks about. The early mornings when your body is tired but you show up anyway. The late nights when your mind is exhausted but you push for one more rep, one more page, one more step. The moments when doubt tries to drown you, fear tries to stop you, and excuses try to take over, but you stay focused on the mission. These are the moments that shape who you become. These are the moments that build the version of you capable of winning. Not because the moment is easy, but because the moment demands growth and you choose to rise instead of retreat. The world celebrates the victory but ignores the process. It praises the success but overlooks the struggle. It loves the highlight but forgets the years of preparation. But the truth is, those quiet years matter more than the loud moment. The loud moment is just the evidence. The quiet years are the transformation. Winning is built in repetition, in discipline, in sacrifices nobody sees. In consistency that becomes identity. In commitment that becomes character. The trophy is just the confirmation of the work you've been doing when the lights were off. When you stay locked in, you become someone different. You develop habits, discipline, mental toughness, emotional stability, and a sense of purpose that cannot be shaken by setbacks or pressure. You learn how to push through adversity. You learn how to stay steady in chaos. You learn how to perform when everything around you is trying to distract you. Staying locked in teaches you that winning is not about beating other people, it's about beating who you were yesterday. It's about growing stronger, sharper, more focused, more resilient than the person you used to be. Every challenge you face while staying locked in is shaping you for something greater. Every obstacle is training your endurance. Every failure is sharpening your understanding. Every moment of discomfort is strengthening your resolve. That's why winning is not an event, because events don't build you, struggles do. Commitment does. Discipline does. What you do daily, repeatedly, intentionally becomes who you are. And who you are determines whether you win, not the moment itself. People who chase the event, the prize, the applause, the recognition usually burn out or quit because they don't have the internal foundation to sustain pressure. But the ones who stay locked in, who fall in love with the process instead of the trophy, who find fulfillment in growth instead of attention, they build something unbreakable within themselves. And because of that, winning becomes inevitable. Not because life gets easier, but because they get better. They become the kind of person who is ready for success, who can handle responsibility, who can stay consistent when things get hard, who doesn't run from challenges but grows through them. Winning is not about the moment when everything falls into place. It's about the countless moments when you keep going even though nothing is falling into place. It's about who you become in the grind, in the darkness, in the repetition, in the discipline. When you stay locked in long enough, you develop a mindset and a heart that can carry the weight of your dream. And once you become that person, the victory isn't a surprise, it's simply the result of the person you've been becoming the entire time.